Committee agenda for Tuesday, May 28, 2024. Since we've already done the call to order, invocation, and pledge of allegiance, we can skip over that. We do have a quorum.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 23rd meeting.
So moved. Approval, are there any changes of the agenda?
Ready for your approval, Mr. Chairman.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda? Okay. So I guess we move straight into new business. Right. Matt Schlachter.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. First one I have for you is the renewal number 2 with Coastal Waste Recycling Georgia for our refuse services. Back in, I believe it was December, we did approve a change in their rates. However, this renewal reflects those new rates. So this is an additional 12 months of service from Coastal Waste, and staff has recommended approval.
Consent.
So moved.
Thank you. Next one I have is renewal number 2 with ACOM Security. All the rates stay the same on this one, just an extension of the contract. Staff's recommended approval.
Consent.
So moved.
Next one I have is renewal number 1 with Northwest Exterminating for our exterminating services. This is an extension. All rates remain the same. Staff has recommended approval.
That's just on all of our county buildings.
Right.
Consent.
So moved.
Next one I have for you is renewal number 1, along with a change order for Otis Elevator Company for our elevator maintenance. We are bringing on an additional 7 elevators into this contract. The Just Center Annex, Performing Arts Center, the parking garage, and the Grovetown Library. Next year, we'll bring the new Sheriff's Admin Building elevator on board, and that's an additional cost of $2,325 per month to add those elevators. So staff's recommending approval of the extension of the contract and the change order in the amount of total amount of $59,824.50.
What are our existing elevators besides the ones that we're adding?
So we got Building B, Building C, Justice Center, the Harlem Library, E3. Next is being brought on this. We got there's a lot of them out there.
Okay. Motion to move to consent.
So moved.
Next one we have for you is Resolution 2431. This is amendment of fee schedule for building standards. Paul, do you want me to handle this? Do you want to say anything about it? All right. So the state of Georgia passed House Bill 461, which made us change the way we produce our fee schedules. The state law basically says we cannot base our fees on the value of the project. So staff has been going back and looking through all of our permits. They looked at a bunch of different ways of how to evaluate these things, and attached you have our recommendation for the new fees based on the new state law to generate the revenue we need to run Paul's department and still meet our level of service that we're currently meeting. We can't answer any questions you have for it. We do recommend this move to debate for 2 readings. It does have to be in place by July 1.
Debate.
So moved. Gordon?
Morning.
Morning.
First item I have for you today is a change order with Adura. That's our engineer on our UV advanced oxidation project. The project has gone over schedule as far as construction goes, and they've been working outside. I think April 1st was the deadline. So they've been working outside the contract, and we're just trying to add a change order of time and material only with a not to exceed price of $36,000 for them to extend their, their construction engineering services for the project. And staff does recommend approval of this change order.
What does that bring the new timeline to?
June 30th.
Move to consent.
So moved.
The second item is with Paymentus. That's who handles our online electronic payments. This is going with our new update to our Kayenta software for our new billing software. One of the things they're going to have to do is they're going to have to make changes to the real-time payment notification and their real-time customer information for this new billing software. This is a budgeted item that we we did budget for. We anticipated this to happen. The one-time cost change is $6,500 for this service, and staff recommends approval.
And we're changing because the old software was outdated.
Yeah, the AS400 system, we've been using since 1978, so it's pretty antiquated, and we are in a need of update to bring us into just a little better technology. You know, customers can use apps, they can monitor their usage, set alerts, those kind of things.
What's the commitment from staff on as far as having to implement all of this? Has that been?
It has been. It's been a lot of work. I mean, the data is just kind of a big blob of data, and I guess lack of a better term, but it is, the IT department, Michael's staff has done a phenomenal job of just cleaning the data up, putting everything together to really help us out with this project. But it's taken a lot more time than we really expected because, you know, we're trying to do our normal jobs and all this to prepare for the new billing software.
Thank you. Move to consent.
Next item I have is a purchase with Southern Flow. That's our systems integrator for our SCADA network. In 2022, we completed a cyber vulnerability assessment for our SCADA system. We've seen a lot in the news about, you know, people trying to hack in, disrupt service to water utilities. And so out of that vulnerability assessment, we came up with a bullet point list of items that we needed to complete. So this is just another item, but this is some continuous monitoring software to look for any anomalies in our system that may indicate that somebody's trying to hack in or there's just various problems. And it's a total of $75,480 for this software. It'll do 24-hour continuous monitoring. It meets the new EPA requirements that they just came out with. We're a little bit ahead on that list because we started doing this before they required it. And it's just another piece of the puzzle to make sure we're secure. But staff does recommend approval of this purchase.
The first year cost and the recurring will be in budget. Is that?
Yes, it's a first year of $75,480 and then about roughly $35,000 reoccurring cost.
Consent.
So moved.
The next item we have is change order number 2 with Harris Utilities for the Kayenta billing software. We're going over schedule on it, so they charge another $30,600 a month for every month we go over schedule. So we're trying to add 6 more months to this project because we have had a time of trying to clean up our existing legacy software, or legacy data. And so it has pushed us back. This is for 6 more months, which will put us at October 1st. And we did have language put into this change order that it can be prorated if we finish earlier. So we've set a deadline of August 19th to try to go live. So we look to be on schedule for that, but if anything does push us out, it gives us another month to go past that for this change order. And the total cost is $183,600, and staff recommends approval.
Are they doing the actual conversion of the data, or this is just for the support?
This is, we're working on this together. So we're doing a lot of cleanup on the data, and they're doing the actual conversion of the data.
I'm sorry, that's being funded out of operating fund. Move to consent.
So moved.
The next item I have is to purchase 3 30 kW generators. Most of the generators these are portable generators. Most of the ones we have in our fleet are a little bit larger, so some of our smaller lift stations, it's hard to get our generators in, turn them around, and get them connected up because we do have some tight places to get into. So these will give us smaller generators to get into some of those remote lift stations we have. EPD does require us to have a certain amount of generators on staff, so this will help us meet those requirements. And the low quote for those, we did get 3 quotes. The low came in at $129,164.05 with Native Instinct out of Florida. Staff does recommend approval of this purchase.
Those loaded like on a trailer and a truck?
Yeah, Yeah, they'll
Of
be
the
on a trailer and we'll have, it'll just connect to a trailer hitch and be pulled around to the different sites.
Consent?
So move.
The last item I have is the award of the rebid for Sugar Creek Booster Pumping Station to Rehab Construction Company. They're out of, right outside of Atlanta. As you remember, we did bid this project once before. The bidders, of the three bidders, none of them had a utility contractor's license as required per state law to work on a water utility. So we scrapped the bids, rejected the bids, and rebid this project. We did get 2 qualified bidders on this, and we are within budget. The low bidder was Rehab Construction Company for $1,991,862.88. And this pump station will pump to Grovetown and help with the feed to the hospital also. Staff recommends approval of the bid.
One going under I-20?
Yes.
Consent?
So move. Titus?
Good morning.
Ken?
The first item we have is a public hearing on the establishment of streetlight districts for Misty Meadows Phase 1, Kalari Section 7, and Ivy Falls West. Staff received a petition from the developer of these subdivisions, and staff reached out to Georgia Power to get a quote on the annual utility cost. The developer decided to pay all the upfront cost directly to Georgia Power instead of going through the county because they were going to have to pay it either way, and in order to meet the deadlines of schedule of the development of the subdivision, they went ahead and did it then so it wouldn't cost more at a later date. So they went ahead and paid upfront the annual utility costs and the annual revenue for these subdivisions are shown. With your permission, we'd like to open up the public hearing.
Anybody here to speak on this? Nobody, we'll close the public hearing.
This item is the resolution 24-18, 24-19, and 24-23 to establish streetlight districts in Misty Meadows Phase 1, Kalari Section 7, and Ivy Falls West. Staff recommends approval. So inclined, this would need to go on the debate agenda.
Move to debate?
Next item is a public hearing on the proposed establishment of streetlight districts for Wrights Farm, Section 3, Highland Lakes Phase 2, and River Island Section 2, Phase 3. Staff received petitions from the builders or the owners of these lots to install streetlights and create streetlight districts. The upfront installation costs are shown along with annual utility cost and annual revenue per year for each development. With your permission, we'd like to open the public hearing, and staff would document any comments.
From anybody from the public like to speak? Serving nobody, we'll close the public hearing.
This is resolutions 24-24, 24-25, and 24-26 to establish streetlight districts in Wrights Farm, Section 3, Highland Lakes Phase 2, and River Island Section 2, Phase 3. Staff recommends approval of the first of 2 readings.
Move to debate?
So moved.
And the next item is a public hearing on the proposed establishment of streetlight districts for Jones Mill Phase 2B and Jones Mill Phase 3. Again, staff received petitions from the residents of the following subdivisions. We reached out to Georgia Power. The upfront installation cost, annual utility cost, and annual revenue for each subdivision is shown. For your information, with your permission, we would like to open the public hearing, and staff would document any comments.
And anybody here for public comment? Come on up, sir. Yes. State your name and address.
Yes, my name is Derek Cunningham. I live at 1016 Sluice Gate Drive in Jones. I just was wondering, I noticed on the first public device that the builder would cover the initial cost. Is the builder not covering the initial cost for the Jones Mills subdivision streetlights, or?
The county would, to the streetlight fund,
Okay.
pays the upfront costs, and annual tax per year is $100 per lot.
All right, thanks, sir.
Anybody else? No, there's nobody else. We'll close the public hearing.
This is resolutions 24-27 and 24-28 to establish streetlight districts in Jones Mill Phase 2B and Jones Mill Phase 3. Staff recommends approval, first of two readings.
I have a quick question on all of these. I know that we changed the fee schedule, that we weren't depleting that fund. Did these fall under the new schedule or no?
They do, and the upfront costs from Georgia Power have been inflated this year. We've reached out to them, we've met with them, and from what we understand is previous staff with Georgia Power wasn't charging what they should be charging, so now they're charging what they're supposed to charge to cover their cost. We have done a cost analysis on this, and all three groups of streetlights that have just gone collectively in about 17 years, streetlight fund will be whole from the upfront cost and will make about $13,000 per year from these three groups. That's considering the rates stay where they are now. If the board chooses to change the rates, and those numbers would change, but in 17 years, the streetlight fund will start building $13,000 a year.
May need to look at that again since Georgia Power changed, you know, after we did our initial rate.
Yes, ma'am. So I've met with Deputy County Manager Slaughter, and we have discussed revisiting the rates as well as cleaning up some language in the policy that we think needs to be a little crisper. So we're going to do that. This will be the last month that we will bring streetlights to the board, and then we're off until October. So we're going to do it during that time. We're going to work on it during that.
Okay. Move to consent,
So moved.
To debate.
or, I'm
Debate.
sorry, move to debate.
Okay, the next item is Resolution 24-29 and the project delivery agreement with Georgia Department of Transportation for resurfacing Baker Place Road, Brown Circle, G.R. Tucker Road, Louisville Road, and Old Union Road, and Sugar Creek Drive. This is a resolution to allow the chairman and the county clerk to execute actions on behalf of the board for these roads. This is TIA 2 Group 4 resurfacing package. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
The next item is a traffic signal installation and associated equipment purchase for the intersection of Harlem Grovetown Road and Old Louisville Road. Commissioner Couch, I know that you've fielded several calls and concerns regarding the safety of this intersection. As staff, we have since performed site distance studies of the intersection to analyze the safety of it. It does not currently meet based on the posted speed limits of either road, and we've also pulled the accident history, and there's been 22 accidents in the last 2 years. So staff has analyzed several different intersection improvements to improve the safety at this location, and a traffic signal was determined to be the most cost-effective solution that introduces the most safety. We can install internally with in-house forces for under $45,000, and we can do it in months. Probably a month to receive the equipment and another month to install. So hopefully by start of the school year, this intersection would have this new signal up if you approved. This will be funded out of 1722 SPLOST. We've received quotes that range up to about $41,000 in equipment purchases. We're asking for a budget of $45,000 project. Staff recommends approval.
So much for taking that on and working through it so quickly. And
moved.
This next item is the installation of a mini roundabout at the intersection of Riverwood Parkway and General Wood Parkway. In the last several months, staff's received several calls and emails regarding concerns on the safety of this intersection. We've since implemented several safety improvements to include restriping, new lighting, sidewalks, et cetera. However, in this process, we realized that operational improvements were needed as well. There is no project funding identified for a large intersection improvement project here. However, staff realized that we could utilize the existing roadway surface and concept in the packet, implement a new mini roundabout at this location to improve operational efficiency. If we do it with internal forces, mainly roads and bridges and road construction working together, we feel we can implement this roundabout for under $300,000. It would be funded out of the 1722 SPLOST. Staff recommends approval.
Can I ask you about this? I know there was lots of discussion from Riverwood HOA about landscaping and so forth. Have you all met on that? Has that been
Yes, sir.
taken care of?
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, I believe, I met with Riverwood HOA, spent about an hour and a half with them, gave them a brief presentation over what we were doing, and answered their questions. We've also been in contact with all the residents who've reached out to us directly regarding concerns here and kept them all fully informed. The reason that we can't do landscaping in the median at this location is because it's a mini roundabout so that it can stay within the existing infrastructure, and we can do it for under $300,000. But also because of that geometry, whenever you have a trailer go through, a large truck with a trailer go through that intersection, the larger trucks will actually track over the center median of that. We know it'll happen, so we don't want to install landscaping that's going to have to be replaced every time a large truck goes through there.
I understand like the middle of it will have nothing,
Correct.
but like the green spaces around will be.
Well, we've informed the HOA that they are welcome to reach out to us, staff, and work through an easement encroachment agreement to landscape the quadrants around the intersection. So they're informed.
Okay, thank you.
Move to consider.
Correct. So the Mansford Lane exit or egress, we would be closing off. The ingress remains. There is an entrance north of that, just south of Champions Retreat and south of the Mansford Lane intersection. The reason that we're closing off the egress is it messes, one, it complicates the roundabout, but it also, we met with the school board as well and the HOA at the same time initially, and challenge with having that right out off of Mansford Lane is the school board is concerned of traffic utilizing their roads to get back around, and we don't want to implement these improvements and then have a bunch of vehicles make U-turns. So it's kind of a give and take, but there is still 2 locations they can exit.
This probably is a, if you're so inclined, is a good item for debate. I think we've got a little more work to do on this, but that's certainly your choice, but.
The next item we have is an agreement with Peak Pavement Marking for the fiscal year 2024 Safety Striping Project B. The roads are listed for your information, funded out of IPTF pavement striping budget.
So moved.
The next item is the bid and award bid and construction contract to HD Construction for the Butterfield Court Detention Pond Expansion Project. County-owned detention pond We've identified a way to expand it and improve the attenuation coming from that pond to improve the overall Reed Creek watershed and the downstream flooding issues that occur on that reach. This is a project that's had a little bit of history in the fact that the Board of Commissioners approved an engineering contract in December of 2021. Signed it, we let the project, and May 2nd of 2023, we asked the board to reject the bids because it came in at 1.1 million, which is about twice what our budget was. The current bid is $878,024.25 to be funded out of SPLOST 2328. Staff recommends approval.
Consent.
So moved.
The next item is an underground easement to Georgia Power at 223 Dublin Loop. This is to allow Georgia Power access through one of our county-owned parcel to power the lift station in the Kalari subdivision. Staff recommends approval.
Consent.
Next item is acceptance of easements for Hanover Place, the revised plat. This is the owner of the development has changed hands. They've since updated the location of the water and sewer utilities, and they would like to have the board accept. These will be have a 2-year warranty from the date of written acceptance, and the sanitary sewer laterals will have a 1-year warranty from the date of occupancy for each lot. Staff.
Move to consent.
So moved.
This next item is acceptance of easements for Warriors Walk townhomes. This is for 6 water and sewer utility easements, along with associated infrastructure. This 2 will have a 2-year warranty from the date of written acceptance, and the laterals will have a 1-year warranty from the date of occupancy. Staff recommends approval.
So moved.
And this last item is acceptance of improvements for Whispering Pines Section 6. This is accepting the roadway, stormwater, water and sanitary sewer infrastructure, along with the right-of-way and easements associated with those improvements. The detention ponds will remain private and owned by the HOA. This will have a 2-year warranty from the date of acceptance. Staff recommends approval.
The last phase of, no.
I think it is.
Probably never end.
Consent.
So moved. So, no legal matters, county attorney. So we'll go straight to staff reports.
Yes, sir. I've included the year-to-date budget report and the water and sewer construction projects report for your review and prepared to answer any questions you may have.
Engineering.
Yes, sir. We have the roadway projects report as well as the roadway resurfacing report for your review. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
No question.
Do you have any public comments? Not going to executive session, so it's adjournment.